depends on the game. Wait. We gotta go. I want to talk to Captain Bosco, not that guy.
Lively there, lads and lasses! I promised the merchants and their prince we'd be off before the tide. You, man, carry that properly. That porcelain is worth more than your life. There are some children we'd be best to refuse.
Captain Vasco.
And you are?
I'm de Sardet, the prince's niece. If all is in order, we will soon be embarking on your boat.
It's a ship, not a boat.
Apologies.
Apologies for my asking, but the young governor isn't with you.
He didn't come home this morning. I need to find him before departure.
I hope nothing's happened to him or he hasn't changed his mind. The tide does not wait.
No, you don't
Perhaps
want
he
him to change
simply
his mind because
celebrated
it
his
costs him
imminent
less
departure
money.
with a little too much enthusiasm. Is everything ready?
We're short a crew member. The cabin boy is missing. But have no fear, we will leave without him if he does not present himself before the tide.
Is he an important member of the crew?
We don't need him for sailing or navigation. He's only a cabin boy.
He must have simply had a bit too much to drink in celebrating his departure. Like another I know.
I doubt that. Jonas was never one to fancy drink. And it's been 2 days since last he was seen. No, I fear something bad has happened to him. Might I ask you, if you hear anything, could you report it to me? I would like to set sail with a clear mind.
I'll do one better.
When did you see your cabin boy for the last time?
It's been 2 days since I've had any news at all. It wasn't out of the ordinary until this morning. My men have free shore leave when we're at dock. But the day of departure, every able-bodied sailor must be present on the ship.
Does the boy know anyone in Serene?
Other than fellow Nords, you mean? I don't think so, but it's difficult to be sure.
When did you see your cabin boy?
It's been 2 days. It wasn't out about the day of departure.
Clicked the wrong one.
This Jonas, does he have any close friends amongst the crew?
In tradition, we are all members of the same family. But yes, there would be Flavia and Laura.
Might I have a word with them?
As you wish. You'll find them over there, in port.
Be back soon, Captain.
Where are they? Investigated his appearance. No. Is there a way to... There we go. Let's do this first.
Good day, sailor. I've been told that you know the missing cabin boy well. Is that right?
You talking about Jonas? You bet your stars I know him. But like I've been crying to the 9 deaf winds, he didn't go missing, he was taken.
What do you think about Captain Vasco?
He's a just man who knows his
Okay,
knots.
so it doesn't have to do with him.
He's well appreciated by the crew. It's a pity that he hasn't much heart for lass now and again. Always seems unhappy, our captain.
Were you a witness to the event?
Yes, I was. Even though I'd had a few tumblers in the belly, I hadn't yet lost my head. The other day, in the tavern, I saw him talking to a well-dressed man, surrounded by some other sly ruffians. And then when we left, him and I, Flavia left a little earlier, you understand. Well, those brutes were there, waiting for him. They just up and took him like that. Grabbed his arms and poof. Gone. Vanished.
Why didn't you intervene?
I tried to, believe me. But my legs betrayed me. Wavering they were. And I fell into the gutter.
Did you report this to the captain?
Unfortunately not. I know all too well what weight my words carry. Even Flavia treated me like a drunken fool. And the captain? No, not telling him that. I still have some pride left. You get me?
Did Jonas seem troubled to you the night he disappeared?
Maybe. For sure he wasn't his usual self.
That's
Do you
what that
know
means,
was
bud.
on his mind?
No. No idea.
Dude, I hate how high or low this is sometimes.
Why would anyone want to snatch a mere cabin boy?
How would I know? Jonas is a gentle boy who keeps his head down. You think my story is nothing but mist too, don't you?
It's just that I can't imagine a gang of thugs hoping to get a ransom for a cabin boy. Did anyone else see the kidnapping?
There was still a small crowd in the tavern. But outside,
Make sure my
I
chair's
seem to
away because I
recall
didn't
that
bring it down.
regular being there. We play cards with him from time to time.
Just
Kind
the
of
regular.
fellow who plays from morning to night time to be that skilled. But now and again he comes out. When nature calls, you know. I kind of remember his face being there.
Thank you, Lauro. I need to be going.
So, guy playing cards.
Good day. Someone told me that you were a friend of Jonas, the young cabin boy who was gone missing.
That's right, yeah. Are you looking for him?
Yes. Your captain asked me to go and find him.
Happy to hear he's taken the disappearance seriously. What can I do for you?
Ask.
When did you last see him?
Last night.
2 days ago, in the evening.
Or that, yeah, but...
We went to have a drink in the tavern. Jonas, Lauro, and myself.
Did anything seem out of the ordinary? Was he troubled?
Maybe a tad troubled. Like he was somewhere else.
Why would that be? Give me your best guess.
Boy, I haven't the faintest idea.
What does Jonas do in his free time, when you're on land?
He just hangs around here or there. You know the cabin boys don't have half a sailor's wages. And when evening comes, we usually go down the tavern with good old Lauro.
Did he ever have one too many?
Never. He sips his pint like it was bad medicine. One drink lasts him the whole night.
Me too, actually.
Does he know anyone in Serene?
No one, far as I know.
Do you think he could have made himself any enemies?
I wouldn't think that for a moment. Jonas has a good heart, and he's
Well, that's why he would have enemies, actually.
I don't know where
You
to
can do that
start
on
with this.
accident. Or not
Do you have any idea?
accident.
No.
People don't like kind people do.
Lauro won't stop telling anyone who will lend him an ear that the boy was carried off by thugs.
And you don't believe him?
I like Lauro, don't get me wrong, he's like a brother. But to be honest, he drinks a little more than he should. The itch for a drink gets us all, but to him more than others, and when you drink too much, the imagination wanders. Here, yesterday, it was me who tied one over, and I thought I heard Jonas's voice by the canal. I called back to him, as you guessed, but then nothing. Drink. It blurs the senses.
We should know that by now.
What do you think about Captain Vasco?
He's a damn good navigator, and an excellent leader of men. He
I
knows
thought
his
I-
craft well, in spite of being so young.
I
How
thought I
old is
exited
he?
out of the conversation.
He's not seen
My
his
bad.
25th year yet.
Yeah, it didn't
If
think
he
was
keeps
that
it up,
old.
he'll be an admiral one day.
I need to be going. Farewell.
Strange story, this is.
Something isn't right here. I can feel it. We need to lift the veil on this.
Next mission, or next area.
Good day, Tavern Keeper.
Good day to you. What is your pleasure?
I am looking for a Naut. A young cabin boy who has been missing roll call for 2 days now.
A Naut, you say? That's not a lot to go on. There are quite a few that come to my tavern.
According to one of his fellows, he would have been taken right here.
A kidnapping? In my establishment? You surely jest. Or at least I hope you do. I would have noticed. That doesn't hold water.
Someone told me about one of your faithful clients. A big gambler, it would seem.
I see. An able-bodied man. Passes his time lightening the pouches of sailors coming through.
Where might I find him at this time?
Here? He would never give away his chair at his table. Anything else?
I need to be off. Farewell.
So he's playing at a
Goodbye.
table. That's what we got out of that. Or it's him.
Who are you? I don't recognize you. Am I in your debt?
No, have no fear about that. It's for a different reason that I'm here. I'm looking for a Naut that disappeared 2 days ago, after visiting this establishment. A young cabin boy. 2 members of his crew accompanied him.
Yes, that does ring a bell. I've played with the 3 of them.
What can you tell me about the boy? How was he that night?
He seemed rather nervous, as if he was worried about something. Didn't feel like playing, that I remember. And he must have been right to be nervous, if he's disappeared.
Tell me what happened that evening.
A rich merchant came in, with a band of strong-arms. The kind of men you can round up for a few coins, if you catch my drift. They exchanged words with the cabin boy. The kid was defensive, not sitting pretty. And then they finally left.
And after that?
It just so happens that I did go out for a breather. I needed some fresh air. And I think I might well have seen those same men grab him. But that was none of my business. I wouldn't have thought that they were kidnapping him, if that's what it was. They weren't particularly rough with him.
Who was the rich merchant, do you think? A jilted lover? A moneylender?
No, my lady, you're in luck. It so happens that I know the man. It was Sir Fontaine, that merchant.
Where can I find him?
He has a house in the wealthy boroughs, just off the canal. A stone's throw from the Theleme embassy.
Thank you. You've been immensely helpful.
This man is completely owned by his love for the game. Do you think we can trust him?
What would he gain from lying?
I have no idea. But what would any wealthy merchant gain from holding a penniless child?
Well, even if we can't trust him, it's our only way to know. So look, let's go through here. Hey, move. How can we just enter the house, you know?
I would like to have a word with Sir Fontaine.
He is absent, but the lady of the house could certainly receive you. Enter, please.
Oh, I know you. I've seen you at court. You are Lady de Sade. And to what do I owe the honor of your visit, Excellency?
Oh, I know you. Like, she
isn't
like
with your
the
husband.
most important person here.
But perhaps I could be of help.
It
That isn't
concerns
dying,
a delicate matter.
Well, she's second most important person, but
according to witnesses,
still.
he had an argument with your husband before being taken.
I see.
Oh, I know you.
I am afraid
oh, really?
that you have been misled. You seem to have come to the wrong conclusion. The cabin boy you speak of was not taken. He has simply returned home.
Excuse me, but I'm not sure I understand.
Don't you see, Your Excellency? We got our son back.
Where is he?
I am very surprised. Several witnesses confirmed that your son had a fight with your husband, and that his men escorted him from the tavern using force. If he had joined your husband willingly...
Witnesses? In a tavern? And you choose to believe these drunkards over a respectable family?
Yes.
These
Because you're
witnesses
using
are
it to
all
your
in
advantage.
agreement. And it is their testimonies that have led me to your doorstep.
My son was probably shocked to have found us.
No.
My husband and the other men might have
forced
simply
them.
had to carry him.
No,
a
you
gesture that
forced
your
them.
drunkards must have misunderstood.
No.
How did you find your son's trail?
Where's
We
the
have
son?
never stopped looking for him. We learned the new name they gave him, Jonas. My poor little Celestine. Then we learned the name of the ship he sailed on. No sooner had it docked in Serene than my husband had the crew watched closely, and we found him.
You knew what he looked
Where
like?
might I
He
find
was
your
how
son
old?
now?
I cannot say, Excellency.
When
you
did he
must
leave,
understand
you know?
why. Until the Naughts have set sail, we live in fear they will take him back from us.
We will.
This pact.
Trust me, we will.
It's... Excuse me, madam, but I haven't quite finished...
If you would be so courteous, I would like you to leave. I have told you all that I have to say.
With
Okay.
respect, my lady.
I got a feeling that she's still here. There's no picture of the son, I don't think, unless this is him. I don't know, that looks... probably the right one.
Might I help you, my lady?
I need to be going. Farewell.
Trying to get some help. Oh wait. Chest. I don't want to take everything really, to be honest, but if that's all that's there, you know, I'll take it, whatever. Still looking for this. I just felt like... I hate how you can't, like, push people, I'm gonna be honest. If he's in my way, you know, I can't run past him. I should kind of be able to. Not kind of, I should be able to. Fortunately, I just can't. It really isn't anybody's fault.
Madam, you still haven't found your cousin. As you well know,
Have no fear. I will bring him back in.
I'm still without you.
I spoke with a woman who told me she was the mother of the cabin boy. She claims that her son was taken from her.
Taken? Her son is sea-gifted. His parents were required to give him up to honor the terms of a contract.
A contract? But what kind of contract are we speaking of?
A commercial contract. In exchange for services rendered by the Naughts, some families cede more than gold. In some cases, nations even trade some of their subjects before they're born. I wouldn't
That's
be able
fucked.
to tell you the condition of Jonas's contract. I didn't even know he was originally from Serene. But what I can tell you is the young man hasn't seen his parents since he was a small child.
Exactly.
And ever since, he's been a Naught. Our ships
Exactly.
are his home. We are his only family.
Facts. Facts.
Have you seen anyone wandering?
Take a look around. That's said.
A smart...
In the
Let me just
pla-
get this. I keep from saying too much.
Nothing to bother yourself about. I'm just curious.
You wouldn't, by the sheerest of coincidences, be on the trail of a couple of heretics, Your Excellency. The same a couple of the ambassadors of Ptolemy's men have been looking for nigh on 2 days.
And so you know about that.
Of course. The Cardinal's henchmen are hard to miss, even in a crowd. And they were making quite a fuss, hoping we would cave in and help them in their hunt. Feel free to carry out your own investigation, but you'll end up with the same answers. The port brigs, just like the warehouses, are property of the Naughts. No one else may enter.
Be back soon, Captain.
You see anyone else who might be able to help us? Anyone who's not a Naut?
Sir de Corsilion is a veritable well of scientific knowledge.
Oh, wait.
He could tell us a little more.
But I still don't see Constance.
Don't worry.
I certainly hope so.
I've had a word with Lady Fontaine. You must know her. That rich family that lives near the docks. She told me a strange story about her son who was a cabin boy on our ship. She said that he was taken when he was a child, due to some contract with the Nauts.
Well, she
Who
didn't say
was
the
a
contract
cabin boy?
thing, but...
Do you mean he's no longer one?
They took him back to bring him home.
Well, that is very unpleasant news, de Sade. We need to do all we can to bring the boy back to his ship. Since time immemorial, there's always been a certain price to pay for the services of the Nauts. Children born on their ships belong to them. It's the rule of the sea. But certain contracts are so important that they also require children to be offered in exchange. From time to time, the congregation has passed such accord, and certain noble families had to give their children up.
Are you telling me that the Fontaines lost their son in an agreement
Yeah, but
signed
how did
between
they
my
know
uncle
what he
and the
looked like and
Nauts?
everything?
No. That pact ended a long time ago. This cabin boy couldn't have been a part of that contract. But Sir Fontaine has made a fortune trading with the Alliance. Via ships.
What?
Do you mean he would have offered up his own son in exchange for wealth?
Well, he probably did it before the birth of the child, and regretted it afterwards.
Oh, the guy
But that
doesn't
is of
deserve his kid
little
anyway.
importance. What counts
Sound
most
backwards.
is that you bring the boy back to the
Yeah,
North
that's what
as
counts
quickly
more.
as possible. Breaking a contract with the seafarers has always cost us dearly. Our nation could feel it in its coffers.
I will do my best.
A father selling his own son for a few boat rides. For ugly, that is ugly.
Lady Fontaine didn't seem to have any knowledge of that detail. That could be of use to us.
Oh, shit. I just hate having to go back and forth because it's like an actual distance.
This document mentions another property. A warehouse.
That would be a great place to hide. Shall we take a peek?
Tell her, though.
Excuse me, madam, but
If you would be...
Never mind.
With respect, my lady.
It told us we had the option to earlier, but I mean, it's fine. We found the letter anyway. Uh, 100 meters. Looks like it's the same building, just two different entrances. Okay.
Here we are. Be careful. Fontaine won't be alone. He'll have his henchmen with him.
Let's just try to remain discreet.
Discreetly.
Lady de Sade, what are you doing here?
I have come looking for your son. The Nauts are worried about his disappearance.
Those Nauts took him from us,
Oh,
but
the
now
truth.
we've got him back, and he'll be staying with us.
Would you be so kind as to hear what I have to say, Sir Fontaine? You've taken your son against his will and have locked him up like merchandise in a warehouse. Is that what you call being a good father?
As if you would know what it is like to be a parent. You are far too
course
young
that
to
talent
understand
failed.
the way we feel.
Oh, you wouldn't know how it would be to be a parent. Yeah, but she knows how to be a daughter, so you know, like it doesn't matter. Do you know what it is to be a good parent? No, then shut the fuck up. You know. Actually, though. No matter what, like that's a win. Like that's a win-lose situation. It doesn't matter, you know.
I looked into the contract that binds you to the Nords. It was indeed you who ceded your son to them in exchange for help with your business with the bridge.
It is so.
Yeah, you sold
But
your son.
that sort
you
of
fucking
contract
idiot.
is ignoble. I never would have signed it if I had known.
You should have thought of that before. Breaking the contract could have regrettable consequences for the congregation.
The prince will know how to negotiate with the Nords. If they take my son back, my wife will die of sadness.
Her sadness would be all the more terrible if she learned of your role in this story.
Exactly.
Don't you think?
You wouldn't dare tell her. I beg you.
You were not leaving me with a choice.
Very well. Take the key and take him away. Cursed be the day I delivered my son unto the Nords.
All children leave the nest one day or another, sir.
Facts.
Farewell.
The guy is older. He is, you know, he is older. So regardless, you know.
Locked.
Who are you?
My name is Desade. I'm legate of the congregation. Your captain has sent me to find you.
And were you able to convince my father to allow me to go free?
Yes, even if I had to bend his arm a little.
That doesn't surprise me. He seemed to have no intention of changing his
Yeah,
mind.
and he didn't fight you
I
for
feel
you,
more
so that
sorry
just,
for my
all in
mother.
all, even worse.
She seemed so sweet and happy to see me.
You don't seem to be all that close to your parents.
I hadn't seen them since I was 5 years old.
Yeah, that's how, like, how do they
I
even know what
barely
you look
remember
like?
them. They find me, capture me, and lock me up in this warehouse.
Not all the time does
Hard to
somebody,
grow close after all that. My family is the Nords.
especially 5
I am
years
sorry
old.
for my
You're
parents.
literally a baby.
But that is the way of it now. Can I go home?
Yes. You should still go and say farewell to your mother. Then find your way to your ship. I will see you there.